everybody, welcome to Treehouse TV. Guest presenter Susie, and today I'm interviewing the amazing Sheena Cundy. Hello Sheena, welcome to the Treehouse.
Thank you very much. I'm in the hot seat.
You are in the hot seat, yeah. This is actually Sheena's Treehouse sweat lodge today because it's very, very warm in here. But
it's very hot.
Well, I decided that Sheena needed to present herself because she does these amazing interviews for lots of creative people, and Sheena is a writer and a teacher and an amazing musician. So I've invited her to speak to us about everything that she does. So Sheena, where did it all start?
Where did it all start? The writing, I suppose. I started with sort of little short stories and poems when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think I won some sort of village competition when I was about 11 for writing about our village and how it was all being compulsory purchased, and because it was in Southwood and Ferrers,
right?
Which was a very tiny village, sort of 30 odd years ago, 40 years ago. But now it's like, you know, London overspill, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and the riding school that I went to, because I started riding when I was 9. That was compulsory purchase, and it was sort of, that was a wrench, so I loved horses. So I wrote this poem, and yeah, I think I got some kind of, you know, I won a competition for it. And then as an angst-ridden teen, I continued with the poetry, because poetry's quite a good medium for angst.
Yes.
And then, I mean, this is a real potted history, and then from there, I suppose, wind back 20 years from now, but then I met Ian, and up until that point I was just still writing poetry, the odd short story, nothing published, not really. And then, of course, Ian, being a musician and having been in bands all his life, said, oh, you know, why don't you write a song?
So your poetry evolved into songwriting?
Yeah. And I'd always been a closet singer anyway, loved music, always, you know, loved music and loved to sing, but never quite had the confidence to sing in front of anybody else. And even when Ian, hello darling, it's one of my tree bees.
No, that's something different.
It's a wasp, sorry. Yeah, it took me ages to actually pluck up the courage to sing in front of Ian.
Yeah.
I can remember, you know, I did actually write a song, and he said, well, okay, you know, let's hear you. And I said, oh my God. He said, well, shall I pretend I'm doing something else? I said, yes, please. So he sat on I sat on the end of the sofa, and he pretended he lay back on the sofa and reading a book. And you know, then that's what broke the ice, I suppose. And then we started playing together as a duo with our own stuff, and a cover set as well. We did other, you know, because we played quite a lot of the local pubs and clubs and little mini festivals in this area. But I always loved really playing our own music.
Yeah.
So
that's how I met you, as when you first became Morrigan's Path, and your debut gig, One Beltane. Yeah.
Where was that?
That was at Mill Beach.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes.
We released that first album, was it that? Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, called it Abalone. Yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the poetry turned into songs, and the songs turned into more songs, and Morrigan's Path, and I've continued to write. But then about 6 years ago, I said to Ian, I need a bit more direction. I want to write more seriously.
Yeah.
Not just the songwriting, but I needed some direction. So I did a little creative writing course in Morrigan for about a year. I think that was, really enjoyed that. And but I was quite ambitious. I said to the teacher right from the start, I want to be published. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I want to be published. I'm not just doing it for fun, although, you know, you do it for fun as well, because it's what you really enjoy.
So from Morrigan's Path music to, well, Morrigan features quite a lot in a lot of the things you do.
Yes.
Yeah. yeah, in your Witchlit. I've read this. I was one of the first people to be given a copy of this.
Oh, were you?
Signed by you, yes.
Oh,
And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good.
I thought it was marvellous. And you're actually writing a second book? Are you going to write
Yes.
a follow-up to this one?
yes.
Yes, we need to know what happens. We need to follow up to this one.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
She's quite a handful, isn't she?
She is,
Minerva?
yes.
Yeah, I've written the first draft. Well,
Mm.
I'm more than the first draft. I've got a second draft done now. But I'm going to publish myself.
Good.
I've decided
That's
to go
good.
down the indie route as an author, because basically with our music we've been publishing as indies right from the start. We're
Yeah,
self-published. And I think you have got more creative control. We've definitely got more creative control as a self-published author. Not that I am not very, I'm grateful to Moon Books because, it gave me a leg up onto, as a published author, onto that platform.
Yeah.
Which has been great.
Yeah.
You know.
And so your second Morrigan's Path album, haven't you got a little project going with that where you're writing a story for some of the actual tracks on the album?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the album, Beyond the Veil, and it took us, that was 3 years in the making, but we finally released it last October. I think it was around Samhain, and because of the spiritual sort of content of the songs, which my inspiration is the land around here. We've got the battlefield up on the beach where the chapel is, a 6th century Anglo-Saxon chapel. And we've got crows all over the place. So Morrigan is in the land here.
In this land, yeah.
I know she's mythologically she's Irish, but that's a Saxon Celtic chapel down there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as a battle goddess, I think that her energy, I don't know, I just resonate. It just resonates with me.
Yeah. And you do walk there
and
every
this
day,
environment,
don't you?
I do walk there with my dogs every day. Go in the chapel, out on the seawall. So most of all of those songs come from that place.
From that land, yeah.
And I thought afterwards, because we had such fun recording it, and now it's out there. I thought, I think I'm gonna write a short story for each song on the album, and then sort of release that as a collection of short stories.
Yes, and I've had a sneaky peek of one. And
You've
it's
had
marvellous.
a sneaky peek.
Yes.
Good.
Marvellous.
Yes.
The Warrior Queen.
Yes.
The Warrior
and
Queen story.
I did actually publish that a couple of weeks ago on Amazon. So that's my first attempt to publish myself.
Yeah.
And did the whole ebook thing.
Marvellous.
So, yeah.
And you're going to give us the links to all of that at the end of this, aren't you?
I will do.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Okay.
So the other thing you do is you teach, don't you? You teach different things. You teach tarot and bits and pieces like that, and you've actually produced or written an oracle.
Yeah,
And I know about this because I've done the other side, done the artwork for
You've
an
done the
oracle, but
artwork
you
for an
did the
oracle.
actual writing.
I
for
did
an
the
oracle,
I
didn't
wrote
you?
the guidebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as a teacher, I've always been a teacher. I trained as a horse riding teacher
Okay.
from the age of 17. So, and that was my 30 years was my career with horses for the first part of my working life. So I love to teach, and as my interests have branched out and expanded into more spiritual things, I think you naturally, if you're a teacher, you naturally move in the direction of whatever subject you're into at the time. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So your spirituality has always been there from
I
a
think
young
so.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how did that develop?
From a pagan point of view, I suppose I've always been a pagan at heart, even if I wasn't conscious of it, because of the horses being outside in nature. I've always, been a tomboy, and that's never stopped. But then I think once I'd settled down here 20 odd years ago, had a family, met up with Ian, had a family, and really, the ground has never felt so right beneath my feet. I really feel very grounded and rooted here. then I suppose the pagan pathway sort of became more official. I joined a coven, and
how long ago was that?
about 15 years ago,
Right.
I suppose.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm still in a small group with a small group of women. We celebrate the Sabbats, the turning of the wheel. Love all that. But yes, the tarot was a love of mine from sort of teenage years, really. Fascinated with astrology, and the tarot sort of naturally sort of unfolded from there. And I suppose that was the first sort of magical arts that I became interested in, and realised that I had some kind of affinity with, you know, somehow the images with the cards sort of resonated with me on a psychic level, and I found that I was able to tune into people and read them, you know, read their emotions. And that's something that, I still do now, you know. I mean, I don't push myself as a in that way, but you know, people come, and I had a lady a couple of weeks ago who came for a reading in the Treehouse. It's always wonderful to you know, because it is a magical place.
Oh yes,
isn't
yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah,
I love it in here.
Yeah. So I write in here. I chat to people, and I do my readings and my magical work. So, but yeah. So and from the love of the tarot. Probably about 2013 now we brought those cards out, so it was 2010, so we're talking 8 years ago. Teamed up with my stepsister, who's an illustrator, an artist, and we decided that we were going to do an oracle deck and based it on nature, because nature
that's
is
your thing.
Nature's pretty user friendly, you know. But I when I was writing the guidebook, I did very much sort of connect with the spirit of the crone, I suppose, really, you know, Mother Nature, and that all that ancient wisdom. And I think we have had good feedback from the cards. Again, we've never pushed those that much, but there's been a lot of people that really enjoy them. They're a useful tool. And I've always said in our presentations and demonstrations that, you know, the guidebook is just that. It's just a guidebook. You know, it's, if it can help people start as a starting point for them to get to know the energies, the spiritual energy of each card.
And it is very much the right people come to it, don't they? You know,
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. But then it's the same, like you say about your readers, the right people come, they find you. You don't need to push it, because the right ones will come along, find you, get chatting, end up in here having a reading.
I trust in that. I trust in that.
I think that's a good way to be. But then that's living magic rather than trying to be magic, isn't it? Because trying to be magic is quite difficult, but living magic is kind of, it just, if you let it flow. Don't you agree? That kind of, we were talking about this earlier.
I mean, authenticity is, you know, I've always enjoyed creating from original energy. So, you know, I've always been far more happy to sing my own songs and create my own songs than to sing somebody else's songs. I love to write my own stories, you know, the poetry, and everything is original. I like working with that original creative energy.
And I like the way that you tie things together, because I know there's a song on one of your albums which is relevant to the characters in this book.
All the land's magic.
And I like the way that you're tying two of your threads together, which is lovely, you know, because you're sort of pulling in your stories, pulling in your music, and kind of tying that together. And that, that's
although
lovely.
That's getting quite complicated now as a song to introduce when we gig, because I say, okay, now we're going to do a song which actually started off as a book, and then we did a video. And now I'm writing a short story about and I've actually written a short story which is free to sign up to my newsletter. Everyone that signs up gets it free. It's only 6,000 words, but it's the prequel to that. And that was the song, the short story that I did from the song on the album.
Yeah.
So it's like really complicated.
But
you know, I like to make the most of all these things.
absolutely.
You know.
But also, it's all, like you say, it's all your original material, so
Yeah.
you can weave it how you like. Can't
And
you?
if you think about it, you're optimising your creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's a song, it's a book, it's a short story.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a video.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're ticking lots of boxes, yeah, but then,
yeah.
because I think that's the thing, because it is your own stuff, you can do that with it, you can do what you like with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you and I have got to know each other sort of through our work and through this and through kind of gigs and stuff over the years, and you're one of the people on the authentic list in my book. Your authenticity is always there, you do your own work. What's the future for you? What are your plans?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's exciting. I always get excited when I think about the future because there's just so much I want to do, so much I want to expand on. And we're kind of I'm sort of two or three songs into the next album.
Right. So this is your second album, this one, isn't it?
This is the second album, Beyond the Veil, which is on Bandcamp. You can download because, let's face it, CDs are a bit old hat now, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a bit like vinyl used to be.
Yeah.
But vinyl's not anymore.
I listen to CDs in my car.
Do you? Yeah, I do still.
Yeah.
I do still.
Yeah, and Lily will tell you about this one, which is your first album, getting eaten by her dad's car, and it might even still be in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the CD player ate it. So this is your first album, isn't it? This
Okay.
one? Hold that at the camera.
Okay, this is the first album
First
called
album.
To Abalone, which we released in Avalon at the King Arthur.
Yes.
That was a great gig. Yeah.
Yes. And what's this down here?
Oh, this is a Pathwork Tarot CD that I did, that I recorded with Mark from our band.
Yeah.
And it's basically a journey with the major spirits.
Oh, okay.
Because
Should get that quiet.
Well, I teach the tarot as well, so I do courses.
Yeah.
I haven't done a course for a couple of years now because I've basically been wanting to sort of like, you know, try and work on the story writing.
But this is available if people want to
yeah.
hear it,
Yeah, it's on my website.
Yeah.
It's good because it's a combination of all the path workings that I did on the 10-week course.
Oh, fabulous.
And you do, what we were doing was we were working with sort of 2 major arcana cards every week. So I think there's introduction, relaxation, the Fool and the Magician, the Empress and the Emperor, the High Priestess and the Hierophant, the Lovers and the Chariot. Yeah, they're all path workings.
Nice.
Yeah,
so that's
they're good
that's
because
it's
it's because I think we learn better when we're, as we were saying earlier, when we're receptive, when we're open.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're enjoying listening to a journey, you know, a path working, which is a magical meditation.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It takes you somewhere. And subliminally you are taking in sort of, you know, quite a lot of information, you know, which you will retain, which is far better than trying to learn things by rote.
Yes.
You know, I must learn this paragraph or this, you know, that doesn't work, I don't think. It doesn't work as well as people being just in a nice, receptive, relaxed frame of mind and just listening. Yeah. You know, and enjoying the experience. Yeah. You know, so that's a good CD actually. What else? The future. I just really want to write more. I've got a busy life. I've got a family. Got 2 teenagers still living at home. My mum's needs quite a lot of care and attention at the moment. She's just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Oh, bless her. So, and I'm the only really family member here. So, yeah, I'm kind of finding that I'm writing on the edges of the at the edges of the day at the moment. So I get up early. I write sort of between 6 and 8. And if I've got the energy at night time when Ian's sitting with his feet up watching the telly, I'll go and write because I don't really, unless there's something really good on the telly, or you know, I'm not really interested in just passive media consumption. You know, I want to be actively creating media.
So we can look forward to more books, more writings, more stories.
I want to get another short story up on Amazon within the next sort of month or so.
Fabulous.
The next album is you know, continuing to be written, and hopefully we'll have some Morrigan's Path gigs coming up over
look
the
forward
next.
to that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But it's all ticking along. I want to do some more non-fiction stuff as well, not just more stories, but I want to do more sort of witchy stuff, more treehouse magic,
Fabulous.
more
Yes.
chapel magic.
Yes, we need
know.
we need some treehouse books. Don't
I
we?
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might hassle you for that then. The Sheena Cundy, the Treehouse series.
You're on.
Tales
You're
of the
on,
Treehouse.
lady.
On camera, she said
Okay.
it.
I'm going to be held accountable now.
Yes,
You're going to hold me
yes.
accountable. Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
so,
Good. All right.
well,
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So thank you, Sheena, for
Thank you, Suzi.
thank you for letting me step into your shoes in Treehouse and interview you. Because, well, like I say,
Delighted.
I just think it needed doing because you're making this amazing platform with the Treehouse interviews for lots of other creative people, and you're always the one that asks the questions. So we needed to know about you. and what
Oh,
other
thank
things
you.
do.
Well, I do,
So,
I do genuinely really love meeting other people and finding out what makes them tick. And, I do find it much easier to talk about other people than I do myself. But I've just spent half an hour talking about just me.
yeah, that's fabulous.
Which
Totally
was
enjoyed
weird.
it.
But, you made it very enjoyable. So,
Aw.
yeah, if you ever want a job... You can fill in for me.
I tell you what,
fill
or we
in
can
for
double
me.
team. That'd be quite. I doubt. Is there
Ooh.
anybody out there brave enough to be double team interviewed by you and I? Probably not. Actually.
Now then, we'll pin him up against the tree.
Yeah.
Answer this one.
Yes. Yeah. Do like lionesses, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Suzi.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.